Hello, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful and green trading week and an awesome weekend. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it as usual, starting off with dollar on the weekly time frame view. Now, we ended up putting in a yet another a lower high and also a lower low as opposed to the previous few weekly candles that we're looking at here. So I expect this trend to actually continue in the near term. So let's just go ahead and drop down here to the daily time frame view. And what I'm seeing here is just based on the price action, looking at again another rejection around that 98.20 to 28 level, and from there I expect to see the price actually start off a little bit weak here, and I'll jump into the 4 hour in a second, up into the 98.28, another rejection, and then looking for another push into the downside, and breaking below that 97.50 will take us into the lower 97.30s, and potentially even hitting near the 97.12, 13 area before we do see another rebound attempt back up into that 97.32 area. So I still believe that down is the direction. However, in the near term, we're looking at a little bit of volatility before we do get that flush to the downside. And then obviously, I'm looking for price to catch its bid around that mid to lower 97, like 97.13, 97.15 area. So again, this is what I'm pretty much seeing here, and this is from the I believe the Saudi attacks here, where we had that gap down in the dollar, and then we had that pretty nice strong push to the upside yet again failing. So I expect to see again a little bit of a dip here. As you can see, we kind of finished off the last 4 hour candle towards the lower end of the spectrum. So we'll see a little bit of a dip here, as it kind of shown here, and then back up into around 98.28 or so. I expect that level to fail yet again, and then a retest of that 97.60 area, followed by another push lower. Breaking below that 97.50 level will take us into and through probably the 97.30, and then onwards to test the previous support levels around that 97.15 to 97 levels. So that's what I'm seeing as far as dollar is concerned. Again, it's going to be quite a choppy end of the month here for the month of September. So let's go ahead and just dive into gold. Now, gold also very choppy in line with everything else. Hasn't been very easy for any of the traders or investment funds out there as of late. And as you can see here, I still have some of this some of my older annotations in here. So let me just go ahead and pull them out of here. So my thinking is that I'll go ahead and just remove that as well. As we head into this upcoming week, what I think is going to happen here is we're going to start off probably a little bit strong here, around 1528 or so, and then pulling back down into roughly around that 1515 level, and then we'll see if dollar can. Actually, I should retract that further down here to around that 1510 area, and then we'll see if dollar rejects yet again. If not, then we'll be looking for just backtrack one more time here. So again, looking at dollar, we expect to see that dip. So we'll start off a little bit strong here, closer around 1528. From 1528, get that dollar bounce as expected back up into that 98.28 level. Then we should be looking at gold again, retesting that 1500 level to as low as that 1496 to 1495 level. In the event that we do go ahead and see the dollar fail at that point, then we'll see a pretty nice and volatile recovery by gold, and then a possible short squeeze up into close to 1545 to as high as that 1558 level. Again, it all depends on the depth of that pullback. And again, if we do see dollar drop into that 97, lower 97 level specifically, we'll see again a very nice and significant rally in gold this week. So again, it's going to be crazy close to the end of the month is what I'm seeing here. Let's go ahead and continue on further. Just trying to keep this video as brief as possible, not try to give too much of my own personal outlook and my own commentary. As far as natural gas is concerned, now natural gas had a very beautiful move. As my last video indicated, I was looking for further price action to around that 270 level to possibly even 2.79. We basically stalled at around 2.7, looks like 2.71, which is again very nice healthy rally. I do expect further downside here. I do think that what we're going to do again is continue to drift back downwards into, I believe it's around 2.38 as I talk and try to update my charts at the same time. I expect resistance to hold around at 2.56 level. Break below the recent lows here on 2.50 gives us a pretty swift move back down into 2.384. At that point in time, probably see a little bit of a bounce back into maybe 2.45, 2.46s, and then another drop down into around that 2.26 level, 2.3 level, and then we'll probably chop around in this area for a little bit before trying to make another decision. But again, that should get us through, at least all of you, through this week. Again, that's the 100% retracement from the lows to the highs, and that's the support check. So again, the breakout retest, in other words, that I'm looking for. So here was the breakout point all the way up into 271. Expecting this continuation downward move back down into check that support. I expect it'll break down. We'll retest that 786 level around 2.772, 74-ish level. 2.27, excuse me, and then back up to try to retest and try to break the 2.33 level. It's possible we could get a successful move back up into around 2.4 at that time, but then it's going to be kind of choppy at that time. Now, the big one on everybody's bucket list, I'm sure, is Crude. Now, Crude has obviously had a very wild ride this past week. I'm sure there a lot of people made some good money on it. Others lost some good money on it. So with that all being said, as far as what I'm seeing here, still expect to see this downward move in Crude back down into close this gap from that whole Iran situation on the Saudi facility. And basically what I'm thinking here is we'll just try to chop in here a little bit. We're going to retest that 57.65 level, bounce back up to retest that 58.30, and then we'll get this smooth move down in around 57, recheck that 57.50, and then onwards down, and we'll see exactly when this break will occur. But that's what I'm seeing across the board here, from the dollar up into Crude. I wish you all the best of luck. Green trades this upcoming week. Make sure you protect yourselves. It's going to be quite volatile, so make sure that you are taking profits when realized, and also protecting yourselves, and obviously taking a quality trade setup, and not specifically with Crude letting your stops get too wide. That way you limit any damage, and you can take the other side of the trade and obviously recoup any type of losses and start building back on those gains. But as far as the big story, which is Crude, I do think that our highs are in, and we're going to continue to drift down. The big test is going to be that 57.65 level. Break that zone, then it's going to be a pretty nice drop in around 57 to retest the 57.50 break, and then continuation move back down to 56.20s, and then ultimately back down to 55s, and then it'll start getting choppy in this area, and then we'll eventually be allowed to close the gap around that 54.70 level. So if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you leave them below the video, or you can reach out to me directly at tradersperspective@gmail.com. Green trades to you all.